Hello everyone, Chocolo here again for another video review. And it's another Fazer winter edition this time. Lovely winter effect on the left. And this time it is almonds and cranberries in with Christmas spices in milk chocolate. I believe that says. Almonds and cranberries with Christmas. Yes, I got it right, thank goodness. So I did say I did review another Christmas winter edition. I did say, perhaps it wasn't Christmas, but this one specifically says Christmas spices, so I think they are definitely aimed at the Christmas market. But to be fair, that's obvious really. So I'm not really sure what Christmas spices actually is. It might tell you somewhere on it, but unfortunately for me it's probably in Finnish. Yeah, so I'll try and have a look at that in a minute, but yeah, maybe, well, I think it probably just leaves it at Christmas spices, to be honest with you. I'm quite sure of that, but there you go. So thanks to Jay Tonelli again for putting me onto this. Lovely looking cat you've got, by the way. Yes, becoming my correspondent in Finland, I think. And hello to all of the Finnish people who are watching. Got lovely tasting chocolate. Yes, so this, as for all the other people who aren't from Finland or perhaps even Estonia, I think Fazer does market there. Basically, Fazer's a Finnish chocolate brand, and they usually do smaller bars, but these are generally the big 200-gram bars. And you don't generally get, from what I can see, small snack bar versions of these. These are kind of like deluxe bars, unless it's a particular one maybe. But from what I've seen, they mainly come in these big ones, and you probably have to import them if you're from the UK or outside of perhaps Finland and Estonia. Those, I guess, sort of Baltic countries, I guess. But it's well worth it. It's well worth it. Let me tell you that. So yeah, so they've basically done a winter edition selection. So there's 3 bars from what I can tell. There's this one and 2 others. One of the others is a dark chocolate one, and you can tell that because the effect on this side is like a chocolate coloured background. It's dark chocolate, but the milk chocolate ones tend to have this blue background. And the white here is obviously just because it's a winter edition bar. Normally this would be a colour to represent the flavours, usually one way or another. Purple for blackcurrant or something, but because it's lovely and wintry, it's obviously white for snow. So yeah, so you can basically see the things there: cranberries, almonds, Christmas spices. You can't see there, so we have no clue really what Christmas spices really are. I'm assuming, I can't remember what it's called now. I forgot the flavour I was thinking of. That never mind. I can't remember what it is. I'll try and remember it as we go on. But I'm assuming that's probably involved in it. So yes. Oh, what's it called? That's cinnamon. That was it. Cinnamon. I'm assuming cinnamon's probably involved in there somewhere, but I could be wrong. Okay, so basically it's an 8x4 segmented chocolate bar. So 4 down here, 8 on the top. And it gives you the calories in 200 grams per 100 grams. Sorry. And it's in a few languages, but there is English on here somewhere. Yes, and right, okay. So yeah, so basically per 100 grams is 532 calories. Yeah, 31 grams of fat, and 18 of which are saturated. So if we double that, so it's 1,064 calories for the whole thing. Where's the fat again? I've lost it. And there's 62 grams of fat for the whole thing, and 36 grams of saturated fat for the whole thing. So there we go. So for a quarter of it, so 164, so that's probably roughly 265 calories roughly for a 2x4 section of this bar, which is, I'd say, a serving. What do we say, 265 calories, do we say, something like that? It's probably about right. And 64, so again about 16 grams of fat for one of those as well. And for 36, so 8, 16, 24, 9, 18, 20, so about 9 grams of saturated fat. So that's probably comparable with most chocolate bars and things like that. So there we go. And again, I'll just give it a quick measure. There's no flourishes on this, so you're going to lose. You don't lose much with these bars really, because they're quite a big bar, so you don't need to flourish them out. But it's about 22 centimeters in width, or one direction. In the other direction, it's roughly roughly, well, I was say 9, but it's about 8.75 roughly, so I'm sure the one was 9, but anyway, yes, there we go. Right, let's give it an open. So I always comment on this, I do like it. There's a little blurb in the bar and on the inside. I've kind of stopped commenting too much about it, just talking about the Karl Fazer brand and things. But obviously always make a note of the lovely foil inserts, and you can see the Fazer motif or whatever on it there, shining and glittering. When I was younger, I used to get Kit Kats and things, used to be in foil, and you could rub them and they get the effects on there. But this is quite tight. I think you'd probably you'd break the foil if you did that on this one. So there we go. Okay. Right, so let's give it open. Oh, lovely. Well, yes. You're definitely getting a nice waft of what I presume is Christmas spices, whatever they are. I'll say it's never quite. Let me tell you on here. It does give you a brief description of what's in it. Somewhere. So there's a few languages here, so I'm kind of having to look for the English one. Typically, I'm scanning it. Yeah, so it says milk chocolate, almond, dried cranberry, cookie crumble, and Christmas spices. Just go on a bit about stuff, spices. Oh yeah, we've got cloves, cinnamon, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg. There we go, so cloves, cinnamon, ginger and nutmeg is the gist of it. It sounds good. You do get a nice waft of the spices actually, so it's kindly been split in half for me here. Wow, you really do. I think that's the nutmeg I can smell. I'm not a massive expert on spices, but I've dabbled with them. I think that's the nutmeg smell I can smell. Excuse me there, sorry about that, I had to clear my throat. So you can see, wow, look at that, you can see lots of lovely ingredients there. It really is crammed full of stuff. I mean, look at that. They always are, these Fazer bars, to be honest with you. They're always full, really full of stuff. I mean, you can just see it all there. Yeah, you definitely get your money's worth. And you can see glistening there, so what have we got in here? Cranberries. Well, there seems to be two types of, I don't know, well, that bit there looks darker than that bit there, but I don't think there'll be anything else. So you can see cranberries there, presumably see the almonds there. I think everything else will be too small. See, it says biscuit pieces as well though. It didn't say on the thing, and there's no mention of biscuits on the side. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm quite pleased with that though. I do like biscuity pieces in my chocolate, so I'm quite happy with that. Cookie crumble. This says 2%, so it's not much of it. You can clearly see it's nice milk chocolate. Well, so when I snapped it, it's probably the only one ever that's not done a clean break, and that's purely because I think of the insides of the bar just being so crammed and tight. It's not wanted to separate very well. But it's nothing to pick about. Yes, there's probably about 35 calories a segment, by the way. There usually is. There's roughly the same. I've worked it out to 70, 140, 280. So there's roughly about 30 calories, something like that. Okay, so you can see a crown full of almond goodness. So I'm not a huge nut fan. I always have to mention this, but generally, we'll see what happens. Usually these bars, maybe I've just my tastes have adapted a bit as I've got older. I don't know, but I can usually cope with them now and do enjoy them. So, but it's very much filled with almonds in this bar. You can see it's just crammed full of them. Okay, so let's give it a go. Wow, that's a strong Christmas spice, inverted quotes, taste as you eat it. I'm sure it's nutmeg. I can taste primarily. I don't think it's cinnamon. I could be wrong there. It might be cloves. I've no idea. I don't really know what cloves taste. But I'm quite sure I've tasted nutmeg before, and I'm quite sure it's nutmeg I can taste. You get soft. It's a very strong. It's very nutmeggy. I have to say, it's very nutmeggy. It's nice. It's lovely milk chocolate. The milk chocolate isn't overly creamy. It doesn't melt in your hands. You can press it. So it is. It's not a creamy milk chocolate, but it's a nice milk chocolate. It's very nice. The cranberry, you can taste. There's lots of crunch from the almonds, maybe from that cookie crumble that's in there, but I can't really distinguish that. It's not. It doesn't taste overly of almonds though. It's more for the crunch. I mean, you need almond. What do they call it? Almond powder? Do they call it? Is it almond powder? I think for that to get a real taste of almonds, I've tried dabbling with making some cakes and things in the past, and I found really when you use chunks of almonds, you don't really get an almondy taste. More for the texture. If you actually want an almond taste, you use almond powder. So this doesn't really taste of almonds, or almonds if you want to describe them that way, pronounce it that way. And so the predominant taste is very much nutmeg. It's not overpowering though. There's probably subtle touches of other spices in there, but I think nutmeg is definitely what I can taste the most. And the milk chocolate's lovely. And the cranberries are nice as well. I don't think it's quite subtle again with the cranberries. It's not a. I must admit, I don't know if I've ever had an actual cranberry. So things like cranberry juice, I've never been a big fan of. So I don't think you're getting overwhelmed with the cranberry taste here. It's just very nice. It's very textured. As I said, it's soft and chewy for the cranberries. They're the chewy bits. I can't really distinguish between any biscuit pieces if there are any. Well, presumably there are. And the almond pieces. It's just a bit of a crunch. And the chocolate's very nice. It's just very nice, really. It's just lovely, and it's kind of subtle again in the way it does. It doesn't, you don't get bombarded with. You're not like, if you eat like in the UK we have these sort of selection sweets called Quality Street and things like that, and one of them is a caramel with a big nut in it. And and it's just you do definitely know you're eating a giant hazelnut in that. And in these ones, you don't feel like you are. You're getting the texture, and you're getting you're getting what you would have by eating the nut, but you're not like the almonds, but you're not overwhelmed with it. It's not like you just don't bite into a big chunk of almond and that's all you're tasting. It's always with chocolate, it's always with a taste of cranberry, it's always with the spices taste, the nutmeggy taste. So it's really well done. It's it's the very it really encapsulates all the flavours into every bite rather than just being overwhelmed with one taste. I think that's really the benefit to these, and it's very, very cleverly done. And so the milk chocolate's lovely as well. And you really do feel like you are getting all those flavours in every segment, with every bite and crunch and taste of it. It's I say it really does have that those Christmas spices in it, and it's really lovely chocolate. It's I'd hasten to say again, I think it's very it's all quite subtle. It's all very. It's really hard to. I mean, I don't know whether this is whether it's a bad thing or not really. Whether to say, sometimes you'll have a chocolate and it'll really blow your socks off. And you'll be thinking, oh yes, this is my favourite chocolate ever. These ones are they're sort of just sort of crunching together lots of flavours into each segment, and it's all subtle, if you know what I mean. It's hard to say. It's very difficult to give it a rating because it's not fair really. I don't think to be sort of complaining and saying no, it's not giving you the taste is so sort of subtle that it's not here nor there, and I don't think that's really the intention of it. I think it is to try and give you lots of lovely flavours that sort of really feel like Christmas or winter or whatever in each bite, and that's basically what it is doing. It is managing to do that really, but because there's so many flavours, it has to be subtle about it, because if it just bombards you with loads of flavours, as in powerful flavours, it's too much. So what you get is kind of you just get like a sort of an experience in a bite, I guess, is the only way I can put it really. really hard to, it's hard to review, I think. Hard to sort of, well, not review, but hard to rate, because I think it's more about just having something really nice and tasty and enjoying it. And I think, you know, you just, you know, it's not really about sort of, I don't think it's really about giving you, you know, the best chocolate bar you'll ever have tasted. It's about just getting some flavours that really encapsulate the sort of experience it's trying to get, and giving that to you in a way that you just don't get in any other way, really. And I think that's what these are doing. These are managing, and it really does it very well, and it's very tasty and it's lovely, and it's not, I say I'm not a nut fan at all, and I really have no problem with any of this, even though you can see all these nut pieces. It really isn't, you know, I'm not really a fruit person in chocolate either, but as I say, they just do it so well in these. It really doesn't matter if you don't like them. You'll still like this. Obviously, if you're nut allergy, then presumably don't go anywhere near it. But you know, or a fruit allergy for that matter, or a Christmas spice allergy. If you've got any of those allergies, don't touch this stuff. But yeah, it's really nice, and again, it's more like about having if you fancy some chocolate but just didn't want anything too crazy, you know, but wanted something a bit special, and you know, something really nice. I think this is where you'd head for that, you know, and just an experience. I think it's just more about that, as I say, encapsulating lots of lovely flavours in a way that works and isn't over the top, and it just gives you a bit of something a bit special, really, and that's what this does. I don't think you look back and think, you know, this is the best chocolate I've ever had, chocolate bar or anything, but that's not because I don't think it's meant to be that way. And maybe you know, maybe you will, you know, maybe some people will. I mean, but I think in my case, it's more about a sort of novelty, you know, winter edition effect, which is what it's intended to do. It's basically what it's intended to be, I think, and I think I can understand it. It's encapsulating a lot of lovely flavours around a lovely time of year, in a way that just isn't done anywhere else, and it really manages it very well. So it's very hard to rate as a result of that, really. I think, but you know, on a par of all other things, I think I'd probably rate it a 3.5 to 4 out of 5. I think, and I think that does it a bit of a disservice, because I think it's very special in what it does. It's kind of not on the same playing field as other chocolate, really. So I definitely would check this out, and I wouldn't take that rating at face value at all. There's a lot more to it than that, and hopefully this review's come across. Well, that's come across in this review, hopefully. Okay, right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the review. Definitely check this out. So you probably have to, unless you live, you know, in Finland or around there, you probably will have to import it, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely recommend it. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a good Christmas and New Year and this, that, and the other, or whatever you end up doing. Hope you enjoy it, and subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter, things like this. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Take care. See ya.